Hey everybody, pincheal here, and we're back with another episode today on how to install a Chimera intake on your Honda ADV 150. So let's get to work because this is pincheal's garage. Now, if you guys been watching my little mini series of Honda ADV stuff, you guys should already have a video to remove the seat and tub, so we have full access here to the engine compartment, so we can remove the intake. But there's more than just removing the intake, so we'll show you guys that in just a moment. But you're going to need to remove quite a few things. The intake tube, and the actual intake box. I just figured out that you need to remove the box, because if you don't remove it, you cause some other fun damage. It's not permanent, it's just annoying. So down here, you should have a little clamp here that holds the intake pipe to the throttle body right here. We'll show you guys that in just a minute. I'm going to bolt back in the factory one in right now so you guys can see what I mean. So the factory intake should be very close to this. It's obviously still out of the box, but it should snake into the actual intake box here. You'll see here there's a Phillips screw right here at the top. All you're going to do is break that sucker loose counterclockwise, and pretty much you're going to wiggle it up and down and yank it out. Once you do that, like that, you got to remove the air box with it all as one piece. Now the air box is kind of special. It's mounted through a part back here and a couple parts around the actual box itself. So what you're going to want to do is start removing the main screws off the air box. Now on the upside, this will pretty much drop a lot of the weight. This box with the factory filter and all that weighs a decent amount. So less weight, more speed. That's for dang sure. So it is beneficial to you going this route. Now there are a couple 8mm that you have to take off down here because they block a couple screws on the intake box. Let me get my extension here and my 8mm. Got one and two. Takes off this little dress piece right here. And it should expose two more screws. Oh, missed one more. Right over here. So you should have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 screws to take off the entire air box, the cover. There's an Allen bit right up top. Right here, there's one. And then there's another one right here. There's I think that looks like a 10. And another 10 down below right here. There's 2 10mm plus the Allen on top to get rid of the pretty much the air box completely. There's 1, 2, and then you have an Allen wrench right above here. See how the box is already coming off. So there's a downside of doing this. And you can see this is horrible. This is not mounted nicely. So the next step is to figure out how to address this, because I'm not a big fan of what this looks like right off the bat. Like, I really just don't like the way this looks. So I'm thinking about 3D printing a aesthetic piece that goes here to here, and maybe a little brace that goes straight up here to give it a better little aesthetically, like just make it just pleasing, because this just looks horrible, honestly. I mean, the intake is definitely going to benefit, but as a whole, this thing just looks bad, honestly. The bolts that we removed don't affect anything in here at all, so they're not needed to stay here. So we're probably going to order some smaller bolts to fix this for aesthetics. And again, we're probably going to make a little plastic cover here to here to fix this this look, and a little tower, maybe a little triangle to fix the way this looks, because again, I'm not a fan. And if you guys like something like that, I might be able to design something and put it up on my online store and hook you guys up. If that's something you guys are interested in. So now you have this big old handful of screws and this ugly compartment now done. Again, we're going to figure a design out here. But you see you have access now to the intake here. There's a breather portion here for the recirculation of the gases into the intake. So that's what you need next with your new Chimera intake. Mine's all busted. I'm going to have to order another filter. But this is it right here. So what we recommend is that you make sure the clamps and the Phillips portions are facing up towards you. There's an attachment here with a barb fitting that we already installed here, and it's going to be fed right inside. Again, make sure both clamps are in here facing up. You're going to slide this guy in here. Slip it on. Now what becomes a problem is the back clamp becomes kind of difficult because the way it likes to slip on. Try not to get it caught. I'll show you guys what I mean. So you want the back clamp to get down first, nice and snug. And then the intake next. Okay. Anything on the top or bottom, make sure it's clear of any debris. You see here's the barb fitting. Feeds right into this breather tube that they provided. Just like that. Make sure it's pushing as far as you can push it in. And it's underneath the throttle lines right here, so it doesn't pinch or bend on anything. This I jacked up. It's my fault. I should have taken the air box, but I thought I could leave the air box in here with this in here without damaging, and I ended up damaging some stuff. So I just damaged primarily the filter, which is not a big deal, but now I got to get it replaced because it looks horrible. But yeah, that's where you want it to sit, because once you sit on your bike, the top of this body goes down and ends up sitting on this. So that was my fault. Once you have that installed, tighten down your clamps, the 2 clamps on the throttle body, and those, you guys can see pretty much how I did it. You can see there's one a little bit further back, and then this one a little bit further up, and you want to make sure they're as straight as you can make them. And that's it. That's how you install your Chimera intake on your Honda ADV 150. Next is we're gonna do the variator and clutch install. So thanks for tuning in, and have a great day, guys. Peace out and have a wonderful day.